to the regular meeting or a regular session for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. Call the meeting to order, and would you all rise and join us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Joe, would you call the roll?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Rizzaio.
Here.
Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer. Here. Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Potiker.
Here.
Mr. Timmons.
Here.
And Ms. Walder.
Here.
All legislators have received a copy of the minutes. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. I have a motion by legislator Hughes, second by legislator Rizzaio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak to the legislature at this time? Anyone at all? No one? No one. Okay, committee reports. I'll call upon the chairperson of each committee now in alphabetical order, starting with Buildings and Grounds, Legislator Rizzaio.
Thank you, Chairman Henry. Buildings and Grounds Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, March 13th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Children and Family Services, Legislator Potiker.
Chairman, the Children and Family Services Committee met on Tuesday, March 7th. Commissioner Redden was present to discuss the resolution authorizing out-of-state travel, monthly statistics, and child fatality. Then the Home Energy Assistance Program KEEP. He also reviewed 2 resolutions for the Youth Bureau. Resolutions 175 through 177 have been placed on the agenda upon recommendations of the committee. The next Children and Family Services meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 4th at 5:15 p.m. At this time, and on behalf of Prince County, I would like to recognize the retirement of Commissioner John Redden on Friday, March 17th, and commend him on his remarkable career and leadership in Clinton County Department of Children's Services.
Thank you very much. Economic Development, Legislator Moore.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee met earlier. Shannon Thayer, the senior planner, was present to discuss the resolution amending resolution number 847 dated November 14th, 2018, titled Approving 2019 Budget and Memorandum of Agreement for the Lake Champlain Lake George Regional Planning Board. Mary Dyer and Dave Soulier, Commissioners of the Board of Elections, were present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract with Dominion Voting. Molly Ryan, the Economic Development Director, was also present to provide updates on the Clinton County Business Innovation Gateway and website development. She also discussed CDS application and consideration of feasibility studies. Resolutions 178 through 183 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee.
Legislator Walder, we're going to amend the resolutions on the floor just like we did.
Okay. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 12th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Ma'am. Finance, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met on Thursday, March 2nd. Rebecca Murphy, the Deputy County Treasurer, was present to discuss the 2023 sales tax chart, 2023 county tax installments, interim foreclosure, progressive errors report, and the resolution authorizing contract for Altech Integrations Corporation. Resolutions 184 through 186 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 5th at 15 p.m.
Thank you very much. Health Committee and Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee met on Thursday, March 7th. Rochelle Gregory, the Director of Community Services, was present to discuss the resolution approving appointment to the Community Services Board, the Development Disability Services Committee, and the Crisis Intervention Team. Jeff Sisson, the Director of Public Health discussed several resolutions, including authorizing climate change and health adaptation projects grant application and the director's report for January 2023, and the Health Department report for February 2023 also. Casella Waste Management, Inc. was also present to discuss biosolids. Resolutions 187 through 198 are placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 4th at 4 p.m. End of report, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Hughes, I am actively trying to get your DEC contact.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Human Services, Legislator Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Human Services Committee met on Tuesday, March 7th. Jody McCall was there in place of Darlene Collins for the Office for Aging. Was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing out-of-state travel. Sonia Bishop, the nursing home administrator, was present to discuss resolutions amending Resolution 840 dated November 9, 2022, titled Authorizing Various Contracts for the year 2023. Kevin LeBouf, the Director of Veteran Services Agency, discussed the resolution authorizing the payment of membership dues and monthly statistics for January 2023. Resolutions 191 through 195 and Resolution 214 have been placed on the agenda upon a recommendation of the committee. Next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, April 4th at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you very much. Personnel, the Personnel Committee met on Monday, March 6th. Resolutions 215 through 219 under Waiver Rule 13.2 have been placed on the agenda this evening upon the recommendation of the committee, and the remainder of the resolutions will be placed on the March 22nd regular session. The next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 3rd at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, Legislator Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolutions 196 to 198 and Resolution 199 have been placed on the agenda on the recommendation of the committee. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for March 22nd at 4 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety Committee, Legislator Tassett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Public Safety Committee met on Monday, March 6th. David Marcoux, the Probation Director, was present to discuss the resolution authorizing payment of membership dues. Jamie Duvak, the Chief Assistant District Attorney, was present to discuss resolutions authorizing payment of 2023 membership dues and authorizing out-of-state travel. Jamie Rock, the Administrative Assistant at Child Advocacy Center, discussed several resolutions, including authorizing out-of-state travel. Jamie Martineau, the Public Defender, was also in attendance to discuss the resolution authorizing the payment of membership dues. Resolutions 200 through 207 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendations of the committee. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, April 3rd at 4 p.m. Side note, we are continuing to monitor the situation on the northern border, and getting a lot of feedback, and there have been a lot of news stories in relation to things happening up there. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Transportation, Legislator Presser.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolutions 208 has been pulled and placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, March 13th at 5:15 p.m. As report.
Thank you all. Liaison reports. Board of Health, Legislator Hoffman.
Thank you, Chairman. The Board of Health met on February 27, 2023. I was not present as I was excused, attending the NISAC conference. The next Board of Health meeting is scheduled for Monday, March 20th at 7 p.m. and is open to the public. End of report.
Thank you. Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Hoffman.
Thank you, Chairman. The next STPC meeting is scheduled for March 16th at 9 a.m. I will be attending that. End of report.
Okay. Clinton Community College, Legislator Rosado.
I do not have any report tonight, but I did receive an email from John Kowal, president of the college, who wants to thank the legislature for their adoption of the advocate on behalf of SUNY community colleges to increase funding for community colleges in the state budget. So we appreciate our pushing forth that resolution.
I got that as well. Thank you. Community Services Board, Legislator Castro.
No report, sir.
Cooperative Extension, Legislator Timmons.
No report, sir.
Discipline Review, nothing. Grievance, nothing. Intercounty, Legislator Walker.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we had our joint inter-county meeting March 1st at the NISAC conference. And as New York State readies for electric vehicle transition, companies who presented, do you remember the companies?
It was,
I always forget them.
I don't remember the company, but also, New York State agency.
Right, okay, so presented, we're helping counties,
Yes, Link.
thank you, to try to help counties ready for the transition of electric fleets and charging stations, and how to obtain monies to help counties do so.
Thank you, ma'am. LCLG, Regional Planning Board.
No report, sir.
Soil and Water, Legislator Timmons Brigade.
No report.
Workforce Development Board, Legislator Crutcher.
No report, sir.
Staff members, Ms. Keller.
No report, sir.
Cool. Mr. Zerlo.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask for an executive session this evening to discuss sale and lease of the property. I think that's it. I will tell you that Mr. Florio did meet with Speaker Eastie today on the EFMAP issue. We did cross one baby hurdle. Steve was told that the State Assembly will at least include express their dissatisfaction in their one-house budget bill. So that is the starting point so that we can negotiate in earnest. Obviously, I think any deal will have to be made with the executive. The legislature can't find $8 billion. So we'll have to work with the governor, but that process is ongoing and will remain.
This is staff, as you say. Resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the title of the resolutions?
Certainly.
The action upon.
Resolution 175, authorizing out-of-state travel, social services.
Motion, Legislator Potiker. Second, Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 176, authorizing the Youth Bureau to file an application for state aid for youth development program allocations and youth sports education program allocations, and authorizing various contracts. Youth Bureau.
Motion, Legislator Potiker. Second, Legislator Poirier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 177, approving appointment to the Clinton County Youth Board, Youth Bureau.
Motion, Legislator Legislator Potiker. 5-5.
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 178, amending Resolution 874 dated November 14, 2018, titled Approving 2019 Budget and Memorandum of Agreement for the Lake Champlain Lake George Regional Planning Board. Planning.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion.
I just will say there is nothing crazy in these amendments. It's more of a cleanup. This does not affect the county's allocation at all to the Lake Champlain Lake George Regional Planning Board.
Any further discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 179, authorizing payment of membership dues at Board of Elections.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 180, authorizing contract with Carpenter Brothers Moving and Storage Company, Board of Elections.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. second, legislator Potter. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 181, authorizing contract with Dominion Voting, Board of Elections.
Do we have amendments for this?
We do, but we need to get this one on the floor.
You will amend it then? Okay, motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, at the committee meeting, there was discussion with the commissioners of Board of Elections, and these resolutions were amended in committee, obviously, since the committee meeting was immediately before the regular session. We will have to make those amendments here too, and then pass an amended resolution. The amendments in this resolution are as follows. Under the county cost, under the Dominion Voting Corp. First blurb is 0 to be paid from ARPA funds. And the second blurb, excuse me, changes the rate from 5 units to 3 units. So the contract amount decreases from $54,525 to $32,715. And the county cost on that action is 0, also paid for with ARPA.
Those are the amendments. Question.
Should we also mention that the other two will be done next year?
Well, I think what the committee said was they would entertain a conversation with the commissioners at this time next year.
Any further questions, discussion on the amendments? May I have a motion to accept the amendment? I have a motion by legislator Cresser, second by legislator Hughes. Any further discussion on the amendments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Now we will go to resolution 181.
Correct. The amended resolution.
The amended, thank you. The amended resolution 181. Any further discussion on that? I have a motion by legislator Waldron, a second by legislator Timmons. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 182, authorizing contract with Enhanced Voting, Board of Elections.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Castine. Discussion.
Yes, sir, on that resolution, there is an amendment. That amendment is an oversight. County cost should be 0. This is a cost that is traditionally charged back to the counties, excuse me, to the municipalities. So county cost would read 0.
We have a motion to the amendment. May I have a motion to change the number from 10,800 to 0? A motion by legislator Kretzer, second by legislator Mazzio. Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The amendment carries. For the resolution 182, I have a motion by legislator Walter, a second by legislator Castine. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 183, amending Resolution 921 dated December 8, 2021, titled Authorizing Contract with NTS Data Services, Board of Elections.
Motion by legislator Walter, second by legislator Kretzer. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 184, authorizing contract with Alltech Integrations Corporation, Treasurer's Office.
Motion by legislator Timmons, second by legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 185, authorizing contract amendment with Conica Minolta Premier Finance, Central Stores.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Mazzio. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 186, authorizing contract amendment with Casella Waste Management of New York Purchasing.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 187, approving appointment to the Community Services Board Developmental Disability Services Subcommittee, Mental Health and Addiction.
Mr. Castine, 5-5. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 188, authorizing climate change and health adaptation projects grant application, health department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Desire. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 189, authorizing American Academy of Pediatrics Gun Safety, Injury, and Violence Prevention Community Grant Application, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 190, authorizing contract with West Side Ballroom, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 191, authorizing out-of-state travel, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 192, authorizing contract amendment with the Senior Citizens Council of Quincy County, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Conacher. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons? Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 193, authorizing contract with the North Country Healthy Heart Network Incorporated, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Zia. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 194, authorizing contract with HCR Home Care, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 195, authorizing payment of membership dues, Veterans Service Agency.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Conacher. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 196, authorizing contract with CNS Engineers Incorporated for updating the stormwater pollution prevention plan, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 197, authorizing contract with CNS Engineers Incorporated for on-site multi-sector general permit training and annual site compliance evaluation, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 198, authorizing lease agreement with Grand Canyon Scenic Airlines, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 199, authorizing lease agreement with Smart Chiller Group Incorporated, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 200, authorizing the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services body-worn camera grant application and acceptances, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 201, authorizing payment of membership dues, Public Defender.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 202, authorizing contract with New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services, Alternatives to Incarceration, Plan and Funding, Probation Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 203, authorizing contract with Post-Residential Placement Program, Probation.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 204, authorizing foundation of CBPH community grant application and acceptance, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 205, authorizing out-of-state travel, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 206, authorizing payment of 2023 membership dues, District Attorney.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 207, authorizing out-of-state travel, District Attorney's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hall, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 208, authorizing shared service agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation, Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Bazaya, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 209, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Workforce Investment Act grant, employment, and training.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine, abstention, legislator Kretzer. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
One abstention, Mr. Kretzer. Resolution passes. Resolution 210, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act grant, employment, and training.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Bazaya, abstention, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
One abstention, Mr. Kretzer. Resolution passes. Resolution 211, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Creating Breastfeeding Friendly Communities Grant Health Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 212, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Medication Assisted Treatment Program, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 213, authorizing the county treasurer to reappropriate 2022 funds for various accounts, Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall, abstention, legislator Kretzer, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
One abstention, Mr. Kretzer. Resolution carried. Resolution 214, amending Resolution 840 dated November 9, 2022, titled Authorizing Various Contracts for the Year 2023 Nursing Home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Perrier, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried. Wait, can I help you?
Are we allowed to speak at this point? I know we
Not
missed
yet,
it in the
no.
beginning.
Not yet, no.
We can't speak until the end. We want to speak before you get to the next set of resolutions.
You want to speak before we get to the next resolution?
Before then, right.
Technically, you missed public session.
You missed
We
public.
understand that. It must have been very quick.
Go ahead.
I know it isn't orthodox, but at the end of the resolutions, could we potentially offer a second?
Well, I would offer that, except they want to speak before the resolution, before the next resolution, which is
Before we get to 216 and 17.
216 and 17?
That's correct.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
I for one, I don't have a problem hearing. We started the meeting right at, when we were supposed to, they came in right after. I have no problem
Well,
with
it's
this.
not that, it's a change to the agenda, and that usually takes 8 votes, which I don't think is probably a problem. I'm just going through it in my head. Go ahead.
I don't have a problem.
I'll make a motion and we listen to them.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second. Second by legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We get those again, 16 and 17?
Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cindy Galicchio, I'm the president of CSE Local 84.
By the way,
I have 5 minutes. I don't stand before you to speak today lightly. I hate public speaking. I am not Joe Musso, but I am the president of the union because he retired. I'm still a little angry about that, but I have to speak to represent our membership, and we understand that the Office of the Aging is asking to hire a case manager, higher than a step 1. We understand that that's something that's allowed to be done. I don't really know what the criteria is for that, but I hope if it's related to experience or the effects that that would have in that workplace and to hiring in general, I hope that those things are considered. It's my understanding that the individual that they're looking to hire was an occupational therapist at Meadowbrook for 20 years, and although that's admirable, I don't see how that qualifies her to be a case manager at the Office of the Aging. There was a caseworker from DSS that was also hired in this position at Office of the Aging, and although they were already a county employee, so obviously it wasn't going to be, they were not offered any increased steps. We have other employees from Office of the Aging who are here. They are aware of what's happening. They trust that when a new employee comes in the door, that they're going to put in their due time that they had to put in to get the benefits that they're getting, the wages that they're getting. We feel as though the employee that's coming in benefited from private sector wages for 20 years and will come to the county and benefit on what we've already put into for all of our years here. We don't think it's fair. We think it's only going to cause animosity amongst employees. We think it's going to make hiring harder when employees that are currently working find out this isn't happening just at Office of the Aging. If we set this precedent, it can happen anywhere in the county. As union president, I can also make sure that my membership knows that. I think it's unfair, and it would be uncomfortable for me to know that somebody came in and was going to do my job at a higher step than what I had to start at. And I'll tell you, 20 years ago, I asked if I could start at a higher step because I did come in with experience, and I was told, no, that's not how it works. And I don't think it should work that way this time either. I think if you want to come in and you want the job, you start where everybody else started. And if you don't want the job, go and apply somewhere else. But we don't want that to happen. And none of the folks that are here want it to happen either. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Bill Wells, 22-year county employee. Frankly, I'm disheartened that this is happening. I don't understand it. I guess in getting new hires, I think it's going to send a wrong message to people that have worked here for a long period of time and have done things that I've done things for this county where I've had to take flag, take insults. I think you guys are sending the wrong message, and this is going to come to this. I think more people are going to go for the state and stay here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is that it? Okay. Before we even discuss this, we have to wait 13-2. So, I may have a motion to obey 13.2. A motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Hall. Any discussion on waiving 13.2? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 215, approving backfill of permanent full-time senior account clerk typist, treasurer's office position, treasurer's office.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Hall. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 216, approving backfill of permanent full-time case manager for the elderly service position, office for the aging.
Motion, Legislator Kretzer, second, Legislator Timmons. Discussion. Yes, ma'am.
For those of us who are not on personnel committee, maybe we could get a little insight as to why these are,
So your suggestion is?
well, your chair personnel, maybe you
Yes.
could inform the rest of us who are sitting at that meeting about the two resolutions that
Sure.
were discussed.
The problem is, I'm not sure how much I can discuss because personnel is in executive session. So in order to discuss it, I would have to go into executive session here to discuss it. However, in broad terms, it's a position that's hard to fill. We have in the past offered department heads, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, we have in the past offered department heads the ability to hire for certain positions, particularly those that are hard to fill. I don't know, nurses, NEOs, those kind of things. Offer them the ability to hire up to a certain staff, hire up to 3 3, higher up to 4, higher up to 5 as an example. So that has been done before. That has been given to our department heads over the years, I think before I ever arrived here. And so that was discussed at personnel, and personnel agreed with that. Did not hear anything to the contrary, and brought that to the legislature. Yes, sir.
If you want specifics, we can go over these, Chairman, is accurate, that the discussion in there was executive session, so we could have that discussion in executive session, should you guys want.
Well, I am on personnel, and I realize we can't discuss it. I would like a motion to go into executive session to talk about it.
Okay, we have a motion for executive session, I have a second by legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? We'll go into executive session. Sure. Thank you. You've all got it. You ready? Okay, we are back in regular session. Mr. Zerlo, would you please continue reading title of the resolution?
Resolution 216, approving backfill of permanent full-time case manager for the elderly service position, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed. One opposed. Two opposed. Carried.
Resolution 217, approving backfill of permanent full-time case manager position for the elderly, Office for the Aging.
We have a motion. We have a motion for the resolution. Is there an amendment to the resolution?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the resolution.
Okay.
I'd like to amend 217, hiring at step 1.
Step one.
I second Josh's.
I have a motion and a second. This is step 1. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
One opposed.
No, no.
2 opposed. 2 opposed. 3 opposed. Okay. 3 opposed. We have amendment passed. 7-3. Back to the resolution. Resolution 217 as amended. We step 1. Motion by legislator Kretzer, second by legislator Waldron. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? One opposed, 2 opposed, still 3 opposed. Okay, opposed 3. Favor 7. Carried.
Resolution 218, approving backfill of permanent full-time administrative assistant, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Timmons. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 219, approving backfill of permanent full-time services for the aging specialist, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. That's it for resolutions. I'd like to entertain a motion to go enter into executive session.
So moved.
A motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Timmons. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Or, yes, opposed? Carried. We're in executive session. Thank you all. Back in regular session. Is there any? I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? I have a motion for a second by legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.